Two judges were stumbling home from their local pub, arms around each other, loudly singing Kenny Rogers. "Hey," said one, "I think we're drunk." "You're right, and according to the law, I will have to charge you with being drunk and disorderly. You'll have to appear before me at 10 a.m. tomorrow," said the first. The next morning in court, the first pleaded guilty to the charge and was fined $10. They then switched places. "Drunk and disorderly, eh? You are fined $20. "Hey," protested the first. "When I was in chair, I only fined you $10. "Yes," said the second judge, "but the offense is becoming too common. You're the second drunk to appear this morning." A little boy and his grandfather are raking leaves in the yard. The little boy sees an earthworm trying to get back into its hole. He says, "Grandpa, I bet I can put that worm back in that hole." The grandfather replies, "I'll bet you $5 you can't. It's too wiggly and limp to put back in that little hole." The little boy runs into the house and comes back out with a can of hairspray. He sprays the worm until it is straight and stiff as a board. The boy then proceeds to put the worm back into the hole. The grandfather hands the little boy $5, grabs the hairspray, and runs into the house. 30 minutes later, the grandfather comes back out and hands the boy another $5. The little boy says, "Grandpa, you already gave me $5. The grandfather replies, "I know. That's from your grandma." A young boy deposits $100 every day in the bank. One day the general manager noticed the young boy and asked the clerk about him. He then told him that the young boy comes every day and deposits exactly $100 each time. So the manager told the clerk to send him the little boy the next time he came to the bank. The next day the boy comes in and he's sent to meet the manager. The manager, "So tell me, how do you get $100 a day?" The boy, "Well, every day I have a bet with a different guy." The manager, "About what?" The boy, "About the fact that I can kiss my right eye." Then the manager replies, "Haha, no way." The boy, "We can bet if you really want to." The manager was confident and gave his consent to the boy. A few seconds later the boy took off his ocular prosthesis and kissed it. The manager felt so stupid that he asked the young boy to give him back his $100. The boy agreed to give it back, but under one condition. The boy, "Let's have another bet. I'm pretty sure that you are wearing red girly panties. If I'm wrong, I will give you back your $100 plus another $100 for this bet." The manager is feeling overconfident cause he knows that he isn't wearing this kind of panties and says yes. Then the boy said again, "But before you get undressed, we need to have 10 eyewitnesses to make it legit." The manager was okay with it and called all his staff. After taking off his pants, the manager felt happy cause he just won $100. But he then noticed that the young boy was so happy about losing his money that he asked him, "How can you be so happy about losing your money?" The boy replied, "Well, I had a bet with your staff about how many minutes I'll need to make you take off your pants. And guess who won?" An older man walked into a jewelry store with a young woman. He told the jeweler he was looking for a special ring for his girlfriend. The jeweler looked through his stock and brought out a $5,000 ring. The man said, "No, I'd like to see something more special." The jeweler went to his special stock and brought another ring over. "Here's a stunning ring at only $40,000. The jeweler said. The lady's eyes sparkled, and her whole body trembled with excitement. Seeing this, the old man said, "We will take it." The jeweler asked how payment would be made, and the man stated, "By check. I know you need to make sure my check is good, so I will write it now, and you can take it to the bank on Monday to verify the funds. I will pick the ring up Monday afternoon." On Monday morning, the jeweler angrily phoned the old man and said, "Sir, there's no money in that account." The old man said, "I know, but let me tell you what a weekend I had." A priest, a doctor, and an engineer were waiting one morning for a particularly slow group of golfers. The engineer fumed. "What's with those guys? We've been waiting for 15 minutes. The doctor chimed in. "I don't think I've ever seen such inept golf. the priest said. Here comes the greenkeeper. Let's have a word with him, he said. Hello, George, what's wrong with that group ahead of us? They're rather slow, aren't they? The greenkeeper replied. Oh, yes. That's a group of blind firemen. They lost their sight saving our clubhouse from a fire last year, so we always let them play for free any time. The group fell silent for a moment. The priest said, That's so sad. I'll say a special prayer for them tonight. The doctor said, Good idea. I'll contact my ophthalmologist colleague and see if there's anything she can do for them. The engineer said, Why can't they play at night? A policeman knocked on my door this morning, but I just locked it and sat there in complete silence. After 20 seconds he knocked again, but I just continued to ignore it. The knocks got louder and more frequent, but I was determined not to move in the hope that he would just go away. Then he decided to look through the window. He shouted, Do you think I'm stupid? I can see you in there, sir. Open the door. I said. You're not coming in, mate. He said. I don't want to come in, I just want you to step out of the car. A sergeant major is inspecting his troops one morning when he sees a new soldier he doesn't recognize. Hey you! Soldier! Get over here! What's your name? John. John? What the hell kind of army do you think this is? John. I never call my soldiers by their first names. It breeds familiarity and leads to a breakdown in discipline. I only ever call my soldiers by their last names, Smith, Jones, Jenkins, and so on. And you will refer to me as Sergeant Major. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Sergeant Major. Good. Now that we've got that settled, what is your name, soldier? The soldier breathes a heavy sigh and answers. Darling. My name is John Darling, Sergeant Major. Okay, John, here's what I need you to do. 3 ducks got arrested and had to go to court. The first duck gets up on the stand, the judge says. Tell me your name and what you did wrong. The first duck says, My name is Quack, and I got busted for blowing bubbles in the pond. Judge says, Okay, you go to jail for 3 days. The second duck gets on the stand and the judge asks the same thing. The duck says, My name is Quack Quack, and I got caught blowing bubbles in the pond. The judge sends him to jail for 3 days. The third duck gets up on the stand and the judge says, Let me guess, your name is Quack Quack Quack? The duck says, Nah, I'm Bubbles.